Okay, fine.
Tamam,
Tamam.
tamam.
Even I sometimes wear the,
The mask?
the mask for the swimming. Also, I didn't know what I like to do.
Do you want a hug?
I
I understand what how it feels. Thank you, Deniz. No, bakalım. Dinle continue. Hello everyone, I welcome you on the channel Cardamom Cookies, a show about expats. Here they tell their stories of moving abroad, living in another country, building a new house, and to stay connected to their friends and family. Today my guest is Deniz Erden. Hi Deniz.
Hi.
So I know Deniz as someone who is always smiling very widely, and as you can see, she's again smiling, and it's so nice. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for hosting me. My name is Deniz. I moved to Belgium 5 years ago because my husband found a job here in Belgium, and I had to quit my previous job in Turkey, and our journey started.
What are we cooking today?
Yes, so today we are gonna prepare Mercimek köftesi. If I need to translate in English, it's something similar Turkish lentil meatballs, but it's without meat. So actually it's vegan. It's made with red lentil mixed with fine bulgur, and we will add some vegetables and we will mix it. It's really something traditional from Turkey because it's often made for the guests during their house visits. And I learned from my mom. In Turkey, usually you host very large group of people, and so it's really something that you can prepare easily because it's all the time, and we don't plan things really in advance, and sometimes they just call today we're gonna visit you, and then but this is something that you have it all the time at home, so it's quite easy.
And does it happen often here that people call you and say, I'm coming over?
No, that's here is really something different, that because here people plan something really in advance. For me it's really difficult to foresee like 1 month ahead.
Where do we start?
So we need a small pan to boil the lentil.
You know, that's also for me the thing. For example, when I lived in Russia, I was much more spontaneous. Also, it was like I could call people and say, what do you do today? Do you have something to do? No, let's go together for a walk. Let's go have a drink. And here, like, guys, does someone want to go tomorrow somewhere?
It's Saturday, and you just call me now. I mean, I already made plans like 1 month ago, so it's
That's true. That's true. Oh my god, that's exactly like that. You know what I know about Turkey is that a friend of mine, she moved to Istanbul, and she always says tamam.
Tamam, but tamam.
And also our colleague in Romania, Ismail, every time when I travel to Romania, he speaks to people from Turkey, and he's saying something, and then it's tamam. So every time I meet Ismail now, I'm like, tamam.
It's the most often used word in Turkish. It means okay. Okay, fine.
Tamam.
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 Tamam, and also it's kind of to end the conversation.
Okay.
Tamam.
Is it like dag? Dag, tamam.
Yes, indeed.
In Dutch, dag. Funny. And are there other words which you often use?
Yani.
Yani.
Yani it means like in Dutch, well.
Okay.
So you also or doe maar. So for instance,
Doe maar. Ah,
yeah,
yeah.
like maar.
And do you often cook Turkish cuisine at home?
Mix.
And what else?
We also like the Italian cuisine,
Okay.
like gnocchi, pasta, pizza. We also like to cook homemade burgers.
Have you lived somewhere else apart from Belgium?
Yes, 1.5 years in Berlin for Erasmus.
What is your favorite Turkish dish?
Something with eggplant. I really like eggplant, and in Turkey we usually cook eggplant with different spices, sauce.
You're not crying.
No, sometimes yes, but today I am lucky.
I always cry when I talk about it, like
I
always. You're the hero.
I sometimes wear the
The mask?
the mask for the swimming.
Yeah. Really? Oh, it's amazing. When you cook Turkish dishes, is it difficult to find ingredients?
No, not at all, because there are a lot of Turkish supermarkets here. You can find easily. Even my mom came to here, and she said, Deniz, you can find anything. I don't have to bring anything from Turkey at all, because you can find anything here.
If you think about Turkey as the country, how does it feel? What is it?
Good question for me, but that really depends which parts in Turkey you are living, because it really depends from one region to another.
From which city you are?
Izmir.
Oh, okay.
From the west side of Turkey, and we have very good fish with meze. So meze means that some vegetables or some side dishes with purely olive oil. But for instance, if you go more eastern side, then you can find very good meat, kebab.
Yeah.
But for us, of course, we have it as well, but it's not for me
The main taste
not main taste, or main like smell.
And in Belgium, where do you eat it?
We are still suffering to find a very good Turkish restaurant. But there is one kasap döner in Biradarode that they have very good meat, and they prepare it in really Turkish style. Because the guy actually he just moved here like 2 years ago. Because here most of the Turkish kebab restaurants they are here from the third generation.
How are the people in Turkey? Are they different in comparison to Belgium?
Yes,
people in Belgium?
yes. Yeah, we are more, I think, open to to show our feelings. Here, people are more closed, more distant.
Absolutely.
But that I don't have problem with, because I am myself is a bit also closed person in compared to most of the Turkish people.
Who did teach you to cook? Your mom?
No, actually, I learned myself, because I used to live with my mom before I moved here.
Okay.
So then, and my mom, she was cooking all the time, so I didn't have to learn, and I didn't have any interest to learn, because also I was working. And when I got home, I was most of the time very tired.
So she
was doing everything. But then I got married and moved here.
Yeah.
It was Oh, yeah, big change and challenge for me. And I didn't have to learn it. But then I moved here and there was Corona and we were at home all the time. So
Yeah.
I thought,
Corona. What did I
okay,
learn during
matter.
Corona? Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah. I suppose that Turkey is also, it's still quite conservative country for gender roles.
Yes.
Is it like that? That, for example,
True,
women
yeah.
have to cook much more than men?
Oh yes, but again, it depends in the region.
Of course. Okay.
Also, yeah. So for the western side, we don't have such a difference. Yeah, usually men are also supposed to men also are supposed to help with the yeah
Household.
house
Yeah.
indeed household. But yeah, there is it's kind of indeed stereotype that women are supposed to cook, take care of the child.
How did you move to Belgium? If I'm not mistaken, you're really the expat family because John got a contract.
Yes, actually, John got a job offer here in Belgium, and we back then we just decided to get married in Turkey, and yeah, we wanted to build a house together, and yeah, we were making our plans based on that initial plan. But then John got a job offer, and yeah, he asked me, Deniz, I really want to move. I really don't want to miss that opportunity. Yeah, do you want to come? Because if I said no, then
You're
he would have
breaking up.
just moved or himself. But I was not ready because I also lived in abroad like
In
for
Berlin,
1.5 years, and I had some difficulties. I had such nice time, but I had also some difficulties. So I was a little bit hesitant to move because also I got married. It's already a change. Then I moved here. It's another change. So it was a bit difficult.
It's also too much at the same moment. Like everything comes together.
Together. And also there was Corona after 5 months after we moved here. It was a bit difficult to handle all those changes at once. But yeah, it went well.
You were mentioning the difficulties.
The difficulties is big.
What do you mean with that?
Because it's a change, and I don't like changes all the time. And also, it's difficult after a certain age to accept the changes. Okay, if you are 20s,
you're much more careless.
Yes, careless. Also, to make new people,
friends,
it's also difficult after because and you just start to discover yourself, and then you know which kind of things you like and you don't like, and after a certain age it's more difficult to accept people
which
and to adjust your things to another people,
especially if you have grown with someone and at some moment you move to other country and you realize that you are growing apart from each other. Because I notice it also with my friends. I have friends, we communicate regularly online, but I notice sometimes that we really start to have different views on things.
Of course. And now also imagine in university, you have the same, probably same feelings, same visions, same things, but then after university you just start to discover life, and also the difficulties because the work life is much more different than the university. So
people also have different priorities.
Indeed. And afterwards you just notice that you are not close friends, or yeah, you're just not sharing
The
the
same
same
values, you know,
values.
true, true.
So and after I moved here, it was the difference was much more bigger, because now I have another problems. And yeah, the friends who are still living in Turkey, they have different problems. And yeah, when we come together,
You're talking
the
about different things.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's a bit sad, but
Sometimes
this
it's
is the
very sad.
life. Yes,
Yeah,
but
it
this is the life, because if you don't move on, then
Yes. So you moved together with Can?
yes, we moved together. But the thing is, yeah, he moved first because his visa was ready, because he came here with the company. They did the relocation, everything, and we did family reunion. And I had to wait for my visa for 4 months, and we got married.
Yeah, and then you
just
apart.
yes,
Oh,
for 4 months. And actually, we went to Bali for our honeymoon. And in the airport, yeah, after coming back from Bali, in the airport, we just said goodbye.
Separated.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
no. How did you manage? I mean, I think it's also
No, that
such
was
a moment when you like really want to be with your husband because you just married and you want to
yes.
share it.
Yeah, it was really a bit difficult.
When you moved to Belgium, so Jan was already here.
Jan was already here.
Did it help you to
Yes.
to get used to the new country?
Yes. Yeah, in the beginning, because since you are new, yeah, you want to discover the city, the culture, the thing. I just enjoyed, but then I said there was Corona, then yeah, we had to just lock down.
And in Belgium, it was quite strict. Yeah.
True. And yeah, I was a bit having burnout, because also John had to stay at home all the time. He had to work from home. It was hard because after I graduated, I worked. I didn't do anything else but worked. So, but I had to quit before I moved here. That was also difficult because you are just dependent on
your husband.
That
financially, you mean?
Financially, yes. Of course, yes. Since I didn't have a problem because that I made already my commitment to that person, but still it was difficult. It was just that something that you never used to it. So
I cannot ask money from Vincent, really. I remember
no,
when I moved in the first half of the year, I was quite dependent on him as well. I had some of my savings, but at some moment they started to end.
Of course.
But also because you do not realize how big the price difference is. Everything here is much more expensive than in your home country, and then you are dependent on someone. It was for me so painful. I really felt like I cannot accept it. I was always so independent. I worked quite early as well.
Yes.
And then
I had the same. It was really difficult in the beginning. Then I got bored. I mean, because I don't know anything else but to do my job. Also, I didn't know what I like to do.
Oh, and then you also moved to other country.
So because I didn't do anything else. Okay, of course I know I like reading. But how long you can do such things?
Yeah, that's true.
So then I learned cooking. That really kept me busy. Also, it was hard to find a job during Corona, and I didn't know the language. And my background as logistic, and here often they ask fluent Dutch.
Yeah, because Antwerp is a port city, but if you don't speak language, sorry. Do you want a hug? I understand how it feels.
No, but I am happy now.
I mean, like, the thing is, we sometimes just don't realize what we are going through, because when we are in the moment itself, you really feel like, well, it sucks, but you do not realize that everything in your life is changing. And that's exactly the thing about moving to other country.
Yeah.
Everything changes, and at some moment you realize that everything what you used to work with, it doesn't work anymore. It's just everything is new, and you're like, oh my god, what should I do with all this time? What should I do with myself? Okay, you can go travel and everything, but you cannot travel all the time if you don't create income in the meantime. That was also something which prevented me, for example, from traveling more.
Mm-hmm.
And then what helped you? What happened then? So you realize that you are sitting at home.
I'm all the time at home. I'm cooking. I'm really living a life that I would never want to end up with. So it was quite scary. Then I went to Turkey for some periods just to see my family because I was also feeling crazy. Yeah, we were having a fight with John all the time, which was also not nice in your, first year marriage. That's but also not okay to see.
Yeah, because also you are constantly at home, and all of a sudden you don't know what to do. And I understand that you start to use your partner as someone to put your frustration.
Yes. Great.
So you went to Turkey.
I went to Turkey, and then I came back after 4 or 5 months later. Then I started to look for a job, but really like looking all day. And then I met Kira, and I told her I'm looking for a job, and she recommended me to
apply to Montreux.
Yes, then it happened. We bought a house. That it means we already
you're getting a part, became part of the community. Yeah, that's also a big thing to buy a house in Belgium. That's really a big thing. Like,
yes, because I thought, okay, why not? Since we are already here, we like here, we like being here, and why not?
So you like to be in Belgium?
Very much so.
Have you been to Belgium before moving?
No, never.
So you really
was
just
the first time, yes. But yeah, I really like it. Yeah, except the weather, but now weather is not even bothering
It's very
me.
unstable.
Yes, so I just ignored it at some point.
How do you create home? How do you feel like this is my home? For me, flowers, for example. Like, this is what my family, we didn't really do, because in Russia, flowers like tulips are very expensive, whereas here it's like not expensive at all.
True, but yeah, indeed, I never thought about it, but that's true. But for me, really, objects are meaningless. I try to put as less stuff as I can. Everything that I buy, it's a burden.
Especially when you have to move and you cannot take it with
because
you.
I moved a lot in the last 6-7 years. So for me, really, it's a burden, and I don't want to put some special things on the objects.
You don't
because
give it
I
too
have
much.
already a lot of burden, and
you cannot carry it all with you.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. And is there something that you exceptionally do carry with you, like what moves with you from one place to another? Something that has really
my books. Also, John is exactly the same person as me, so yeah, we just don't care. And also we lost most of the people in our life, and it was really sad to get rid of all the stuff. And when you move. Yes, when you also, because actually, even though you don't have any connection with objects, since you have connection with that person, the object itself is a burden.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Also, I experienced this and I thought, no, okay, I'm really done with all the stuff.
Okay.
So for me, home, it's like with people is
Yeah.
make, yeah, I feel with the people like at home. So we really like inviting people in our place to have barbecue, to have drinks in the garden. Yeah, we really like sharing food, sharing stuff. That's
your
makes me
home.
feel at
But that's
home.
exactly like, so for you, like what I hear from you is that home for you is something what you create by inviting people
Yeah, true.
and sharing with them the
Yes.
food you cook. Is it
Yes.
something Turkish or is it
No,
something?
something Turkish really. We really like invite people, share our food, and it's also very like traditional that you just have dinner, but it's a very long tables. Like yeah, here people during Easter or Christmas, they start during lunchtime till late in the evening. So we usually do it regardless of is the special of the
yes,
day or
okay.
yes.
For you, the speciality is that you just come together and you
Yeah.
can spend the whole day
Yes.
together. I love Turkish culture.
Oh,
Do you miss Turkey?
yeah, time to time, yes.
What do you miss?
My family, friends, weather, our summer place, because yeah, it was super handy that we used to go from Friday after work and come back on Monday morning.
Do you went to the sea or
Yes,
Izmir is at the sea coast?
Izmir, yes, Izmir is the coast side, and yeah, the our summer place is only 1 hour driving distance. That I missed a lot.
I understand.
Because then you don't feel that you really need holiday. You really need to go somewhere for 1 2 weeks on the seaside because you are already
At the seaside.
at the seaside since May till October.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that
That I
I
miss as
really
well.
miss. That I really missed a lot.
Do you feel big difference culturally?
Yeah, not big, I would say, but sometimes I think language is barrier
Yeah.
because language really also hides emotions.
Yeah, like what you want to say. For example, you feel something, and if you describe it in Turkish, it's
yes,
much more.
yes.
Instant. I had it with Vincent. In the beginning of our relationships, my English was still worse than now. And because now I also have Dutch, so I can use both languages. But when we were discussing something, or for example, when I try to explain what I feel, I often felt that I don't have enough words to describe it.
Yes,
and then you have really misunderstanding because you cannot explain yourself. And it was really, it felt very sad.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But other than that, I don't feel yeah that's much a difference. Because of yeah, but I think we also adapted just ourselves here.
With the cumin.
Cumin, yes.
I like it. If you look back to the moment when we were just moving to Belgium, what would you recommend to yourself?
Be more flexible.
How so?
I was not that flexible. I was super close to accept the changes in the beginning, but to just the accept the situation as it is, it would change eventually. So yeah, you just need to be patient and enjoy
And be
the
flexible.
moment. Yes, and be flexible. Now I'm the person that who don't want to go back to Turkey. Yes.
And then it's always like, I'll take more. I like it.
Good.
While we were talking today, I was thinking again that moving abroad requires really a lot of courage. And you need to be really brave to be ready to change everything. I think each story which is being told here can help to any other person which is planning to move to other country. And if you know someone, if you are yourself a foreigner and you would like to share your experience, please send me a message to cardamom.cookies@gmail.com or send me a message via Instagram. I thank you very much for watching this video. I invite you to like this video, to subscribe and follow this channel to stay tuned. See you in the next video. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the one who really smiles a lot. You're really the one who it's amazing. Every time when you smile, when you laugh, I want to answer. How come?
I like being, I like smiling. It's easy, and also it's very nice to see the effect on people.